next time.
Rating.
About our event there, in terms of challenges, competition and
अच्छा मतलब मुझे डेफिनेटली देखो जी कितना कैसे आ सकता है 50 और 40 मुझे 41 Rohan is not happy.
वो पहले हमारे स्ट्रीट है आता फिर जस्ट एक काम करके स्कूल का सॉफ्टवुड डेकोरेट करेंगे It's 1,000 crore.
'Which chapter are we planning to do? MOV no. MOV no, because I have to do something that I can finish today. I don't know if I have a lecture with you. So it cannot be something that has to be continued by another topic. Preposition. Anything that I have started but not finished, something that is incomplete? No, huh? Beta, connectors is already done. Preposition is also already done. Connectors was done on 16th of June. Preposition was also done on 16th of June. Yeah, preposition and connectors both are done. We have picture composition remaining, punctuation remaining, reported speech, story writing, Are you listening?
Yes.
Abu Ben Adam, 9 gold medals. These are your options. Abu Ben Adam, open. Now, Abu Ben Adam is actually a very long poem. The poet was asleep when the poem started coming to him, and he kind of tried to remember it as much as he could, so that he thought when I will wake up, I will write the poem. But he thought now the poem is becoming too long for me to remember. So he actually got up from his sleep and he started writing the poem, because otherwise he would not be able to remember. But then there was a doorbell and he had to go and answer the doorbell. And then when he came back to his desk, then he couldn't remember. But he had to finish it because it is more like a story. What you have is just the first 2 paragraphs of the poem. The poem is actually 36 paragraphs long. So anyway, around 30 paragraphs was already, it came to him in his dream, and then 6 paragraphs he somehow tried to finish the story that has been started in the poem. So the poem has in its entity a very stark difference in the beginning and the end. In its entity, you have only 2 paragraphs. Okay? So in the poem, he's telling us a story about Abu Ben Adam is sleeping. He's sleeping, and there is a light in his room. So he wakes up from his sleep and he sees that there's an angel sitting there. And the angel has a book of gold and the angel is writing something. So he asks the angel, what are you writing? He says, now you need to understand this. He says, I'm writing the names of people who love God. So a person who goes to the church, temple, mosque, gurdwara every day, a person who puts flowers on the god, puts agarbatti, puts ghanti, does fasting, people who love God very much. I'm making a list of those people. So Abu Ben Adam as a person was not a person who went to religious places every day or read the holy book every day. He was the kind of person, Mother Teresa type of person, who helped other human beings very much. Okay, so anyway, angel told him, I'm making a list of people who love God very much. So he said, is my name there? So the angel says, no, your name is not there. So obviously Abu Ben Adam felt very bad. So he's saying, can you add my name to the list of people who love God's fellows very much? That means other human beings. So he says, okay, we'll see, and the angel goes away. Then the days goes by, the Abu Ben Adam goes to sleep again, and again there's a even brighter light in his room. So again he wakes up, there's an angel there who's writing in a book of gold, and he asks the angel for the second time, what is it that you're writing? What writest thou? Even more Old English than what Shakespeare has written. Even more Old English. So he's saying, what writest thou? And the angel says, I'm writing the list of people whom God loves. So you understand? The list of people who are loved by God the most. So number 1 pe kaun hai, number 2 pe kaun hai, like that. Okay. So now tell me, if Abu Ben Adam's name was not in this list, can it be in this list?
Yes.
Yes. Would you generally expect that? You've read the poem.
No,
That's why you know.
God loves everyone.
Because God loves everyone. So his name would also be there in the list. But it would be like rank 5,000, 10,000, 5. Where would it be? Where? 5, 5,000, 10,000. Where would it be? 1. You read the poem? No. So the reader would not expect Abu Ben Adam's name to be number 1 in this list. But you see, it was. Because he asked the angel, what writest thou? And the angel said, I am making a list of people whom God loves the most. So again, very softly, without any confidence, Abu Ben Adam asked, is my name there in the list? And the angel, very ironically, a surprise to the reader, the angel says, your name is top of the list. So now tell me, by this logic, like you have A equal to B and B equal to C, therefore A equal to C. You have this logic, no? So by this logic, what conclusion are we coming to? That
He was a good person.
he was a good person. ये इससे पता चल रहा है. ये कोबरा. People who love God, his name is not there. God loves people, his name is top of the list. So, what do we come to know about God's love?
He loves people well purpose.
Yes. God does not love those people the most who love him the most. That is a human trait. God is not like that. God loves those people most who love his fellow. अब इससे मेरे को एक स्टोरी याद आ रही है, very close to what Mr. Abuben Adam has written, that there was one father who sailed ship and he went to a far place country and he was not going to return for months. So, but he had some job to be done at bank. So he wrote a letter. He had 3 sons back home in India. He had gone to some far place to answer. So he wrote a letter. So the first son who received the letter, he laminated it. He put it up on the wall and used to do ghanti agarbatti and put flowers on it every day. The second son, he took the letter, he gave it a gold framing and he made it into a picture and he would carry it with him everywhere he went and he would always matha take to the letter before he did anything, going to exam anything, my father's blessings are in this letter. He would do like that. The third son read the letter. And the letter said, go to Bank of India and dispatch 20,000 rupees to me in Johannesburg. I need money to come back. Who do you think the father is going to be happy with? Did he do agarbatti, flower, ghanti, gold framing, carrying everywhere, matha going? So our Father, the God, also has written a letter to us in the form of our holy book. Not for us to matra take over Gita and क्या होता है Bible, Quran, Guru Granth Sahib और क्या होता है और कुछ books होता है ऐसा सब and संत बाबा का फोटो अगरबत्ती फ्लावर घंटी माथा टेको पूरा rash on the forehead exam है बाबा पास कर देना but read what he has left. No, he's died and gone. He left one letter for you, na, holy book. Read, na. Do now what he's asking you to do. How many of us are doing that? How many of you read your holy book? You read? You didn't read the Bible? You read? You're a Hindu, so the Gita. Then, you've not read the Gita. You have the holy book in your? Yeah. Or you have only photo of Baba? Some Lord Rama. Some Krishna. You have the Gita at home, so you know how it looks, how thick it is, but not read. No? You? This is your holy book. You don't know. You didn't see the envelope also. What stamp it has, I don't know. It's my parents' headache. This holy book? Gita. Gita. Gita is famous. Gita. Guru Granth Sahib. पढ़ी? एक ओंकार के बाद क्या आता है पता है? सत्य नाम. एक ओंकार. God is one. His name is truth. Don't only say एक ओंकार and सतनाम. Also see the meaning. आजकल books आती है. यहाँ पे लिखा है जपजी साहब. यहाँ पे लिखा है English में. So you know the meaning. Gita. 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 Monopoly. आज एक लाइन पढ़ लेंगे गीता का घर जाके एक लाइन start with one line and what it means. वो तो आप गूगल में भी डालोगे तो आपको फर्रे मिल जाएंगे what it means. इतना सा do today. So Abu Ben Adam, page number 35. Who's going to read? You read today?
Not full paragraph and module number.
You read, na? You read today, you read. You read? Read.
King Hunt was an English poet, writer and essayist of him numerous one claims in his poems that true worship is manifest through the acts of love and service that one shows one's fellow men and women. Set in a Middle Eastern country, we have a glimpse of the life of a godly man who is visited by a random messenger. At first, Ben Adam is disappointed to learn that his name is not among those who love God. He then asks his angelic visitor to acknowledge include his name among those who love other people. The next night, the visitor returns and shows Ben Adam the names of all people who had been blessed by God. Ben Adam is delighted to receive his news reading the news.
Then I'm asking you to write the numbers for the line so that explanation becomes easier. You should get 18. First paragraph 14 and next paragraph 4. Abu Ben Adam, make his tribe increase. What do you think make his tribe increase means? More people like him should be there in this world. Just like we could say something like this for Mother Teresa also, no? There should be more people like her in this world. Awoke one night from a deep dream of peace. Deep dream of peace implying that he's a pious man. He's a religious man. He's not a crook, cunning person who has tension before sleeping. He sleeps peacefully. Yeah. Joanna, I always go to Catholic. Your even name is Joanna and you dress up also like a Catholic.
My name is Prarthana.
Where is Joanna? She also sits here, na? Why is she not coming?
I've never even seen her.
You've not seen Joanna. You've seen the online.
Yeah.
Huh? You used to have that DP wherein you're with the dog.
Yeah.
You're that one. You were also there last year. Why are you laughing then? What do you know what we're talking about? DP you've seen? How? Acha, just imagining. Okay. Who all were there? Last year you were there. You were not there. Nobody else? Tu bhi nahi tha Pandit? मेरे को लगा तू था last year. No, तू you were there. I remember. Your name is Moksh. Rudresh. Okay. Moksh is Vashi branch. वो था हमारे साथ last year. Last year all the branches were
But Aryan was also there. You said you told me to send the dog before.
And you remember Dhwani
Yeah.
and Atharva?
Sure.
They are in the Nehru Dark batch. Earlier we used to all meet together, no? All batches used to come together online last year. Okay. So, awoke one night from a deep dream of peace. Which figure of speech? Alliteration. Because deep dream, DD. And saw within the moonlight in his room, making it rich. What does the it over here stand for? Room. The room. Making it rich and like a lily in bloom. What is lily?
Flower.
Flower. What color is a lily?
White.
Which figure of speech?
Imagery.
Imagery, to yes, of course.
No, simile.
Simile, like a lily in bloom. It is a simile. Simile, alliteration. Oh, I gave it away. There's alliteration also, like and lily. Simile, alliteration, and imagery. These three in line number 4. Now, in line number 7, instead of the angel, what is said? The presence. Any other name given to the angel also in the poem? Any other name given to the angel in the poem? We already saw an angel, the presence, what else? No. Line number 8. The vision. Line number 8, which figure of speech? No, beta, what allocation is there? Which alphabet will be required? What right is acceptable? Alliteration. What else? There is a question mark? Yes. So it is interrogation. Whenever there is a question mark, the line has the figure of speech interrogation. And with a look made of all sweet accord, the angel is very nice to Abu Penandal. Answer the names of those who love the Lord. Which figure of speech, line number 10? Very good, love and Lord. And is mine one? Said Abu, nay, not so. Which figure of speech? Interrogation. Right? अभी ये बच्चू वाला जो है ना ये रहने ये एग्जाम में आएगा तो खुद से लिख लेना रेपिटेशन एलिट्रेशन और इसमें replied the angel. Abu spoke more low. Why did Abu speak more low? What is the meaning of he spoke more low? He's sad. Why is he sad? He is disappointed. But cheerily still, he still kept his spirits high and said, I pray thee then. What is the meaning of pray thee? Asking. Request. Write me as one that loves his fellow man. Who is his over here? God. Fellow man means people. Other people. Now new paragraph. The angel wrote and vanished. Synonym for vanished? Disappeared. The next night, which figure of speech? Alliteration. It came again with a great wakening light. Figure of speech fun. Because great wakening light not only means literally the light was brighter, but it also means that it was an awakening light. It was something, that interaction that night, the next night, was something that made Abu Ben Adam aware. It gave him a new wisdom. What was the new wisdom that he got the next night with interaction with the angel? That God loves those the most whom love his fellow men, not those who love him. Therefore, it is a pun. Clear the confusion? Clear? Clear? Confusion तो पूछ. मेरे को फिर फोन करके पूछेगी. मैम नहीं समझ रही. Write me as one that loves. अच्छा. It came again with a great wakening light and showed the names whom love of God had blessed. B-L-E-S-T, Old English. New English? Spelling? B-L-E-S-S-T. When you are writing your answers, will you write Old English or New English? New English. And lo, Ben Adam's name led all the rest. And lo means what? Oh wow. Like that. Oh, superb. Oh, wow, superb. Like that. Ben Adam's name led all the rest means it was top of the list. Figure of speech?
Exclamatory.
Therefore, it is which figure of speech? जब sentence में exclamation mark होता है ना, the type of sentence is exclamatory. Figure of speech is apostrophe. Apostrophe. A-P-O-S-T-R-O-P-H-E. Apostrophe. ऊपर भी तो आया है, वहां पे भी क्या लिखा है? वहां पे फिर exclamation लिखा है क्या आपने? कहीं पर ऊपर भी तो apostrophe आया ना? नहीं आया? नहीं, कहीं नहीं आया. Interrogation आया सिर्फ. नहीं आया. Line number 1 is apostrophe. Clear? Any doubt? Rhyme scheme? At least your phone. What's that A? That's A. At least shouting. Okay. Thank you. Yeah, yeah. Okay, who has not read today? Our man has not read. Start reading.
Abu Ben Adam made his pride increase. Awoke one night from a deep dream of peace and saw within the moonlight in his room, making it rich and like a lily in bloom, an angel writing in a book of gold. Exceeding peace had made Ben Adam bold, and to the presence in the room he said, "What right is love?" The vision raised its head, and with a look made of all sweet comfort, answered, the names of those who love the Lord. And is mine one? Said Abu. Nay, not so, replied the angel. Abu spoke more low, but cheerfully still, and said, I pray thee then, write me as one that loves his fellow men. The angel rose and vanished. The next night it came again with a great awakening light, and showed the names whom love of God had blessed, and wrote Ben Adam's name led all the rest.
चलो देखते हैं, chance लेते हैं. I don't think it will be very nice.
Now on YouTube, if you search, you get better options. Like there are other channels.
Okay.
Which we can actually do.
So, how do I go to YouTube?
Down
Here. Oh, this is nice.
Come over with you. Like the third one. I follow that channel.
Yeah, but she is giving explanation, na?
Yes.
I believe I finished explaining. I was hoping to give you people some animation. Madam का video हो गया हो तो. Yeah, this is become compulsory. The whole ad will play only then you can see your video.
Yes, ma'am.
Earlier it was not like that.
In between them was
Do people want to go there?
Abu Ben Adam by Lay Hand. One night, Abu Ben Adam suddenly woke from his peaceful slumber. Through the moonlight that illuminated his room, he saw an angel writing something in a book of gold. Abu was a good man and had never done anything wrong all his life. Thus, he was brave enough to ask the angel what it was writing. The angel looked up calmly and replied in a sweet, gentle tone that it was writing the names of all those people who loved God. Abu was very curious to know if his name was on the list or not. The angel replied that his name was not in the list. He was stunned after listening to the angel, but not rejected. In a low voice, he requested the angel to write his name in the list that had the names of all those people who loved their fellow men. The angel accepted Abu's request and wrote his name and vanished. The next night, the angel reappeared in his room with still more dazzling light. The angel opened the book of gold in front of Abu. He was delighted to find his name on the top of the list. It was the list of all those people whom God had blessed. The last line of the poem, and lo, Ben Arden's name led all the rest, aptly highlights his excitement, greatness, and happiness over being blessed by the Almighty.
Mom, if you go back and see the names are in the alphabetical order. First is and then.
This 9 gold medals is also good. Huh? वॉल्यूम कहाँ से बढ़ता है? F2, F7 क्या है वॉल्यूम वाला?
अब the volume is full.
David Ross refers to an incident in the Olympics where 9 young men and women participated in a 100-yard running race after months of rigorous practice and strenuous hard work. Each one hoped to win a gold, a silver, or a bronze medal. The spectators had gathered to cheer the participants. As it was the last event of the day, the excitement prevailed in the entire field. The contestants were ready for the race at their assigned blocks. They were waiting for the signal from the starter pistol. They were fully charged up and began the race. Unfortunately, the youngest contestant tripped and fell on the track. He screamed with pain and frustration. All his hard work and dreams of winning a medal were ruined. Suddenly, an unprecedented scene was witnessed by the crowd. The other 8 runners heard his cry and ran back in order to help him. At that moment, they had forgotten all about their own hard work. All the 9 participants joined hands and walked together to the finish line. There was a banner above them that said, Special Olympics. This was indeed a special sight for all the spectators who stood in astonishment. All the 9 contestants were given gold medals. The ending of the race couldn't have been any better. A standing ovation was given to them by the large crowd, which appreciated the empathy shown towards their fellow contestants and the spirit of oneness executed by them.
Of the 9 gold medals is the real story.
How to come out of this? Press this.
Yes.
Amazon Prime Days on 24th and 24th July.
What else you would like to? Patriot. Backspace का है इसका.
Red Bull gives you wings.
Oh, this is this only. Very boring.
The Patriot, Robert Browning. It was roses, roses all the way, with myrtle mixed in my path like mad. The house roof seemed to heave and sway. The church spires flamed, such flags they had. A year ago, on this very day. The air broke into a mist with bells. The old walls rocked with the crowd and cries. Had I said, good folk, mere noise repels, but give me your sun from yonder skies, they had answered. And afterward, what else? Alack, it was I who leaped at the sun to give it my loving friends to keep. Naught man could do, have I left undone. And you see my harvest, what I reap, this very day, now a year is run. There's nobody on the housetops now, just a palsied few at the window set, for the best of the sight is all allowed. at the shambles gate, or, better yet, by the very scaffold's foot, I trow. I go in the rain, and, more than means, a rope cuts both my wrists behind. Think, by the field, my forehead needs. For they fling, whoever has a mind, stones at me for my year's misdeeds. Thus I entered, and thus I go. In triumph, people have dropped down dead. Paid by the world, what dost thou owe? Me? God might question, now instead, 'tis God shall repay. I am safer so.
Anything else? How many minutes to Bluebeard? तो Bluebeard तो वहीं आ गया था पहले ही बोल देते हैं। किसमें किसमें? कौन सा बता? This one? No, this one? No, this one is the first one.
It's a little nice and
Merchant of Venice भी है. Face in the dark.
The story starts with a description of a river and a crocodile, and then transitions into the description of a 12-year-old poor girl, Severe. Though she would speak balls, to buy gems, or even blown glass beads, she loved to admire the various types of beads that were sold in a bazaar near the village. All the females had different necklaces made from colorful glass beads. One day, Sabia, her mother and other women of the village went into the jungle to collect paper grass to be sold in the market. All the women were wearing various colorful necklaces, whereas Sabia had none. The river is full of deadly crocodiles, so the women make loud noises while crossing the stream because the noises scare the crocodiles away. They collect the paper grass and return back to the village, but Sabia lags behind intentionally to check the cave, where she had kept her own handmade clay molded cups and saucers to dry.
She had a ray fork and sickle dish on a stick. ये कुछ साउथ अफ्रीकन लेडीज लग रही है, इंडियंस को नहीं लग रहे। या घड़ा दिखाया था, ये क्या फ्लावर पॉट जैसा लग रहा है? जो मेटल घड़ा है, राइट? She jumped on rocks, not running on this thing. हाँ, अभी एक आ गया उसके पास. Turn it first. तो फिर तो उसका हेफो उसके साथ ही चला जाता है. No, the men had come to take the custody.
Yes. Now she took her to the
Yes.
and then the men.
Sabia goes back into the jungle, sickle and fork. The fork was lying near a rock, and while picking it up, she comes across a pretty blue bead. She plucks it out of water, and her joy knew no bounds. A happy girl, she was returning home.
Where is the sickle and
On
heifo?
her way back, she comes across her mother, who's searching for her. She scolds her for being late, as she was afraid that something wrong might happen to be her own and shows her mother the movie.
Oh, नाक में घुस गया. टाइम अप नहीं हुआ अभी तक, बेल नहीं बजा उसमें.
8:35.
What are we looking at now?
My greatest Olympic.
Okay. It is my greatest or the greatest? Mine.
I'm strong enough to be
Yeah, this is mine.
I like that.
अरे my greatest Olympic prize class 12th में भी है. Repeat. Unit 1, Unit 2. This one. Vedantu. अबे तो नहीं. So red, blue, yellow, green, black. अरे हाँ, black and white तो फिर 6 हो जाएगा ना. 5 black, no white. State board also has my greatest Olympic prize. Animation. ये वही वाला है क्या?
Yes.
That was also
That was
SCI.
No, that
was Icse.
This is different?
Yes, this is.
Okay, Berlin 1936.
Jesse Owens. The story opens in the summer of 1936, at the time of the Olympic Games held in Berlin. For Hitler, the event was a means to showcase the superiority of the Aryan over others. Not bothering about it, Jesse Owens desired to win medals for running long jump. He was not too worried about the games, as he had practiced and trained hard for 6 years. Jesse's world record in 2016, 8¼ inches at the Ohio State University, made everyone believe that he would win the Olympic Games hands down. However, he got startled to see a tall German boy, Lutz Long, hitting the pit at almost 26 feet on his practice route. He assumed that if Lutz Long won, it would fuel Hitler's Aryan superiority theory. His resentment against Der Führer's theory of class division drifted his concentration from the trials. He was determined to prove to the Führer who was superior and who could win medals. His anger resulted in fouls in the first 2 qualifying jumps. On the second foul, he thought bitterly, "Did I come 3,000 miles for this? To foul out of the trials and make a fool of myself?" As he walked a few yards from the pit, feeling disgusted about his performance in the trials, he felt a hand on his shoulder. He turned and saw Lutz Long, who had easily qualified for the finals in his first attempt. He tried to make Jesse comfortable as he said, "Jesse Owens, I'm Lutz Long. I don't think we've met." Trying to hide his emotions, Jesse replied to him, "Glad to meet you. How are you?" In their little talk, Lutz reassured Jesse of the latter's abilities as an athlete and made him realize that he was able to qualify with his eyes closed. Lutz also told him that even after being schooled in the Nazi youth movement, he didn't believe in the Aryan supremacy business. He advised Jesse to draw a line a few inches in, back of the board, and aim at making his takeoff from there. His suggestion struck Jesse, and he regained his confidence. As a result, Jesse qualified in his third and final jump, with almost a foot to spare. Jesse was grateful to Lutz for his valuable advice, and after the trials, he walked to Lutz's room in the Olympic Village to thank him. The two sat in the quarters and talked long about the track, field, the world situation, and much more. The day had solemnized a deep bond of friendship between the two men who were true athletes. Lutz encouraged and pushed Jesse on to peak performance, despite being an opponent. It turned out so that Lutz broke his own past record in the finals. As for himself, Jesse wrote that the moment he landed from his final jump, he found Lutz by his side, congratulating him for setting the Olympic record of 26 feet 5 and 5/16 inches. As Hitler glared at the two from the stands, less than 100 yards away, Lutz shook hands with his friend, and his grip was heartfelt. In Jesse's words, it wasn't a fake smile with a broken heart sort of grip. Jesse concluded his story by comparing their 24-carat friendship with the gold plating of all the gold medals and cups that he had won. Jesse epitomized Lutz Long in Pierre de Coubertin's words, founder of the modern Olympic Games. The important thing in the Olympic Games is not winning, but taking part. The essential thing in life is not conquering, but fighting well.
Do we have time for something else? Which one?
But what actually
Which one?
My favorite Olympic prize, Jesse Owens. The story opens in the summer of 1930.
Okay,
At the
beta.
time of the Olympic Games held in Berlin. For Hitler, the event was a means to showcase the superiority of the Aryan race over Russia.
Which one? This? You think this is better?
Yes,
See, which one now? But no man lit a match here in the little match.
She's having so much coverage. She was bareheaded and bareheaded.
Yeah. They make wrong.
She doesn't have it.
But why is there no sound?
Ma'am, there is, but it's just not on. It's there, but it's not on.
एक तो वैसे ही सुनाई दे रहा है, ऊपर से तू बात कर ले। There are no questions. Yours is aggravated. This is the issue. But the point is, we do see kids like this in traffic signals. I think he is sleeping only. Okay, just look at it. Close the windows. But I think this one is I think it's still showing on the books. So when they say the bridge, in your textbook, all this part is cut out. They have given only that part. Actually, the story has all of this. That she had shoes that were broken, so she wore shoes. She's hungry, so she's eating something. So there was the story. But after that, much more. So this was the 12th of midnight, and the New Year Eve. Story something else only, no? So she burnt all her matches for the warm. Hey, you want to leave? You can leave. Her grandmother. Both of them will go. That's a dead body. Got it, now? Grandmother came and took her. I think this is a movie they've made based on that story, but they've made changes to it and kind of modernized it. Okay, bye. See you. It was nice teaching you guys. Best of luck.
Thank you.
Bye, Beta.
Bye.
Bye, Beta.
Bye.
Bye, Beta. Bye, Beta. Ayo, please come. Send it to me. Bye, 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 bye. Best of luck. Paper down and bye.
Mama noticed me need to write with like full capital letters.
Whatever your teacher is saying right now, board exam yes, full capitals, but right now, whatever format your teacher is saying, you do that. She's going to check, she's going to give you marks, na? So board exam हम लोग prelims के बाद देखेंगे. तब तक whatever your school teacher is saying, you do that.
Mama like they have done very strict checking.
Yeah. 10th standard strict checking only.
Like
Board exam.
5 out of 10.
Yeah, it is actually like it's in the board exam.
Now what
Format.
is SCE?
Yeah, format, content, expression.
Mama COMRME.
What is the question?
Essay.
Essay, content, expression. What is
Orientation.
orientation and material, content and material. You ask the teacher, no, what she's marking you on. Even if you check icsc.gov.in, you will get all this. Marking scheme के अंदर you will get.
Mama in this one sentence, he was impression. It is a wrong. It should be under. I don't in but translate.
Fill in the blank with an appropriate word. He was no under pressure. What impression?
Mama, I got impressed. I got correct. I asked my mom, so it's correct.
Because everyone generally must have written in. You're not in pressure, you're under pressure. Under pressure. Yeah? So, okay. Most probably doubt solving will still be there.
Yes.
Okay.
Thank you.
Bye, sweetie. Bye. You're not forgetting anything, na? Mobile वगैरह ले लिया ना मैंने. And गाड़ी का चाबी. अरे we have to log out from that computer. So do it now.